Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, ATP tennis this time is back, and we got the Melbourne 1 and 2 punch. We're going Murray River, we're going Great Ocean. Got some cool names over there in Australia for their ATP events, haven't they?
Bit weird, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of them. It seems like something ancient, like out of the old times.
It reminds me of like a computer game or something. You get like Yarra Valley or Great Ocean or something.
Yeah,
like
but they've not paid enough money to get the actual real tournament names for sponsorship, so they've just picked some random name out of a hat.
I like it though. I like it. Maybe we'll get some UTS style tennis. That was a bit more computer game like as well, wasn't it? But yeah, exciting. Men's tennis returns. We obviously had the draw previews for the women's yesterday, and now we can get our teeth stuck into some of these men's draws because there's some real decent people in these draws as well. Excited. And obviously these are run in parallel with the ATP Cup, which is obviously starting tomorrow evening, I believe. Yep.
Mate, all the tennis is happening right now. The women's tennis happened last night for us, early morning. Did you get to see much of that or any highlights?
I didn't get to see too much of it, to be honest. I was keeping a close eye on it, and the one that sort of stand out for me was I was keeping an eye on my girls, obviously. My dark horse Peronkova. She absolutely demolished her. It was great to see that. That really got me happy. This morning I woke up really early, like about 7:30 in the morning for some reason. And then I was just instantly, I think it was just in my mind.
It's the bracket, that's why. The bracket was in your mind. You wanted to see how you was getting on.
I wanted to check because they were playing straight away. And another one, Kaya Juvan as well. She had a bit of adversity, but came back to win, which was great to see. And I was ashamed to say Sharif Gar. Well, I went too hard, didn't I, yesterday? She's out.
Mate, she was your dark horse as well. But I want to say a big thanks to all you guys as well. We had a lot of people join our group and our league. If you've not already, I'll stick the link in there now. It's also in the description if you're not on the live chat. I think we've just reached over 100, so 103, 104 people. So thanks for everyone joining. And today we're going to be going through the ATP brackets. So we've got 2 events in Melbourne. Do you want to kick off straight with the number one?
I think we should, just say hi quickly to the people who have joined us. We got the usual suspects, let's say. Thomas Rock in there. We got, I obviously know my tennis joining us for this one. And obviously...
He's getting a bit cocky, actually. He's saying, what was it? Unbeaten Ben in both the brackets so far.
I know. What's going on? There you go. See? Look at this. I think our words, our harsh words in the last season have now paid dividends, and now we're getting some proper picks from him. So Mary Sky joining us as well. So great to have you in as well. There sounds like there's some bit problems with the brackets going on, but hopefully that will be rectified by the time they all close. So,
yeah, no, I can confirm I'm having the same problem. I actually tried to complete one of them earlier, and it just keeps coming up incomplete. So I think it looks like a bug on the system. Just persevere with it. I'm sure you'll know what I mean in a minute when we actually go through and do it.
Oh, that was a Backstreet Boys song, that one, incomplete. Show my age. So, should we go through? I'm going to struggle because when there's all these tournaments running at the same time, they're both called Melbourne. Had the same problem with the women's one, didn't I, yesterday? So I just need to work out which ones. We've got the Great Ocean one. And then we've got the Murray River. Shame Andy Murray can't be there to play in it, isn't it? Really? That would have been perfect.
Won it, I reckon.
I would have put my money on him, to be honest, if Andy Murray was in it. But yeah.
So the first one I've got is the one with David Goffin in. So the David Goffin one is which?
The David Goffin one, I believe, is, let me just do a quick search and then I can, so that is the Great Ocean. So
let's begin with the Great Ocean. And on the Great Ocean, the number 1 seed is David Goffin. The second seed is Karen Khachanov. There's some good players in there. Obviously, we've got a lot of young talent, players we admire on the GTL podcast. players we've had on the podcast as well in this one. So it's
Ooh.
going to be interesting to go through it.
Yeah, I'm excited, mate. Yeah, it's always nice when you see a few familiar faces from the podcast as well on there. Yeah, let's get stuck into it anyway. Here we go. And we got Dan Rodenby there joining us in the chat. Always good to see you, mate.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I haven't shared my screen.
I was wondering. I
thought it was shared. I jumped out and came back in earlier, didn't I? It wasn't still sharing. Right, here we go. So, right, let me just squeeze this one up a little bit so we can. The screen looks all nice. Want my graphics to look good at the same time, don't we? So, excuse me. Right, clear my throat. Ready for this jam-packed draw. David Goffin, like you said, number 1 seed in this one. The next match, 2 pod fan favourite ones for us, Attila Balazs and Carlos.
Mate, if Tommy Cole's watching it, this is the match we've been waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
Alcaraz, Balazs. We are big admirers of Balazs, for you guys who don't know. I don't know. We've just been following this whole story, really, from retirement to coming back and just killing it up in the top 100. However, saying all of that, Carlos Alcaraz right now is going to be a step too far, isn't it, for Balazs right now?
I just wish that this match was on clay.
Yeah, on clay, both players, they're more comfortable. But I think Alcaraz, we've already seen he's qualified now for the Australian Open.
Yeah.
He's got to be the favourite for me.
Well, the bookies are really, really riding him hard. He's, I think, 1.3 on the old decimal side of things. For me, I think, he's been looking really good in the qualifying. Obviously covered his last match in the qualifying, and he looked really good in that. So I'm going to go with Carlos Alcaraz. Sorry, that's just the GTL head from yesteryear trying to come through to push Attila Balazs through. Alcaraz through for me, though. And, wow, that was set up. I'm going to come back to that one. Alcaraz versus Goffin, mate. That's going to be one I'm going to come back to. So we got Damir Zuma and Federico Del Bonis. I think Del Bonis more of a clay quarter. Going Zuma with that one. I'm assuming you're going to do the same.
Yeah, I've got the same. Moving down, it's the same scenario as again. Pospisil for me. Yeah. And then I've got Pospisil advancing from that a little bit. Here, I think this is a tricky one. Mega, Thompson. I think they're relatively evenly matched. Thompson's probably the better player out of the two. But I think Mega recently has really shown his worth, especially on the Challenger circuit in 2019, back end of 2020. He was ripping it up, and he sort of continued that form. Saying all of that, I'm going to go for the favourite, Jordan Thompson.
I really like
it. It is close. You could see a Mega. You could see him potentially winning this one.
Well, don't forget Mega, obviously, in Delray Beach. He was looking pretty good. He actually knocked out Sam Querrey, former champion in Delray Beach. So, and then he went out to that bit of a shock performer, wasn't it? Harrison, wasn't it? Christian Harrison. So, he still had a good tournament, a couple of wins there. So, I'm going for Jordan Thompson. I really like Thompson. He obviously beat Borna Coric in Paris back in the last year. So, that's why I've gone for him. This one was one we were speaking about. Pretty close one to call, I think.
And I've actually gone the other way to you, mate. I've got Maxime Cressy to beat Herbert.
How many?
I think that chip and charge, that serve volley is just one of the best there is at it, mate, at the moment. And I think he could really stifle Herbert. When his serves are going in, he's a very big server, Cressy. And I think he's going to cause him a lot of problems at the beginning of the season. So I'm going for Cressy to win that one.
Do you reckon he's going to bamboozle Herbert with the serve volley? Like sometimes when you've not,
I think it bamboozles a lot of players when he plays them. So I think I'm basing it on the same thing. That's the same is going to happen here.
It must be strange though if you're playing against someone and you've not played before, and then they come into the net for the first couple of serves, and you're like, oh, he likes to serve volley a little bit. But when it's
but it's not like that because he knows these players. They watch them. They know what to expect. Their coaches would have tipped them off exactly what to expect from Maxime Cressy. I think it's well known on tour. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be doing the same tactic he always does. But his serving is one of the best. He's really strong, and he's got some powerful ground strokes to sort of match it. So in these conditions, I think it's going to suit him better than most. So I'm fancying him to beat Herbert and cause a bit of an upset.
I think that you're probably right to choose. Obviously, Cressy qualified for the Australian Open, 3 matches won. Last match was against Dustin Brown in the final round of qualifying, beat him in straight sets. So he's looking very good on the hard court. So you're very wise to go with him. I'm just gone with the person who's higher ranked. He's played better opposition, took a set off Goffin when they last played. That was on grass, but still. He's played better opposition. I think he's got more in the. I think he can pass him. Let's put it that way. If he comes to the net, I think he's going to get past. Right.
So then moving down, I know we've got Hanfman. We've had him on the podcast. I've actually gone against him. I feel bad, but it's just not on clay. I know Pedro Martinez, Viela Martinez. You could say the same about him. He's a clay quarter, but I think he can do it better maybe on hard. So I'm going for Martinez.
Let's get this JG off. He's going against the GTLers. Hanfman, I'm going, you know me, ruled by my heart more than my head on these ones. So, yeah, same with Ankita Rayner, who unfortunately went out yesterday. But still, Hanfman I'm going with, even though Vilela Martinez looked good in the qualifying. So, and
then in that next one, obviously, I'm going to have Pedro Martinez or Vilela Martinez against Bashvili.
Yes.
And I think Bashvili is going to, I don't know, I think we're going to see a better Bashvili this year. Hopefully all the personal stuff, what happened last year, the court case and everything, that's kind of in the back of his mind now. We can start seeing his tennis why he's in the top 20, 30 in the world.
Yeah.
So for me, Bashvili, we're going to see a better season from him, a bit more consistent. So you'd expect him to maybe win the early rounds here.
Well, I'm being a bit negative here. I'm just running with Hampton.
You could say positive, mate. Positive on that.
I'm being negative for Bashvili just because I'm still not convinced. Even though he won a match, I'm still not convinced in how he won it. And there's still a lot of questions there. So I'm going with Hanfman.
And Thomas Rock there saying, how's Hanfman's foot? Obviously, listening to the podcast, he had a bit of an injury. Is that going to play into a factor a little bit?
I'm sure he wouldn't be playing if he had a really bad foot. But yeah, I reckon he'll be all right. I mean, he's got a good serve. I reckon as long as he can just get that serve going, he's going to cause Bashvili a lot of problems.
And Dan's saying, I hope that wasn't Carlin, Ben. Poor choice of lager.
Mate,
I agree.
It was all
the nicest.
It was all they had. It was all they had at the shop. Like last night when I went, all the Stellas are completely gone. So yeah, unfortunately, it was just like the sections in the fridge were just full. Stella section empty, and then
all makes sense.
I know. So I nipped to the other shop anyway. So I've got to get through these Carlins before I get onto the Heineken.
At least we know your locals have some good taste, at least.
Yeah, I've got some Heineken. Yeah, well, exactly, mate. There's probably all fighting down out on the streets. Anyway, moving down. Hubert Hurkacz, who we saw obviously won a ATP tournament just recently, beating Sebastian Corda in the final. He's up against, what I'm saying in this one, I reckon it's going to be Torpgaard. I think Martinez more of a clay quarter for me.
He is, but I'm still going to go for Pedro Martinez here. I'm just backing all the Martinezes here. With the Spanish Martinez, I've got Vilela Martinez now, Pedro Martinez as well. I think it's going to be tight. But I think Torpgaard, especially in the Australian Open qualifying, I thought he was really disappointing. Who did he lose to? Someone, was it Laxonen who was talking to?
Mahach.
Mahak, the guy I know we had him on the podcast. He got bageled, didn't he, in one of the serves?
I think it was 6-2, 6-1 or something. Something like that.
It was quite dominant. And so I think he's not playing very well at the moment, clearly, is he?
It's the Mahach effects, mate. Mahach is the world beater. He's just not.
We'll see. We'll see if Torpgaard. I'm predicting Torpgaard to lose this one anyway.
Well, we've got Mahach, I think, coming up in one of these tournaments. I'm not sure which one it is. I saw his name in there. I'm really going to be keeping a close eye on him, obviously. You're just jumping on the Spanish bandwagon, I think. You've put in all the Spanish players through. It's the ATP Cup coming up. I think you've got that Spanish going in your head. So, moving down, we've got Robin Harsa, another guy from that we've spoken.
You're getting on to me saying you've gone against people on the podcast. I've actually gone for Robin Harsa here. I'm back in the GTL podcaster.
Oh, mate, I went for the guy who's qualified for the Australian Open and in style and just didn't quite make it into our top 5 players to watch. I would have had him in there, but we went for Tomic just for controversy. But he would have probably been number 5 otherwise. So, yeah, that's why I've gone for him. How about you? You got the Harsa. This one's really tough. I've gone Andahar on this one. For me, it was a bit 50-50 for this one. What did you reckon?
Yeah, I had Andahar as well.
Yeah.
And then I had Andahar to win the next round as well. I know you've got Copperjans.
Yeah, mate. I'm going Copperjans or Copperjans, however you pronounce it. Apologies if it's wrong.
Oh, disgusting. Against Henry Laxonen here as well.
I know, mate. I know.
I'm backing more of them. I've got Henry Laxonen to beat Query. Bit of an upset in the first round. I've then got Travaglia to beat Buena. And then I think there I've got Travaglia to advance and beat Laxonen.
I think Query, for me, if he gets his serving back, and obviously there's going to be some spotlight on him after the big fine he received from the ATP after he fled Russia, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Bit of an idiot, not going to lie.
Well, it is what it is. It's done now. He has to put it behind him. So, I'm saying he's put it behind him, and he's gonna just get everyone back on side playing good tennis. So we'll see him going through with some good big serves. This one really close to call. This is one of my ties of the first round, to be honest. Quepfer O'Connell, love that matchup.
I think any other time I'd probably say Quepfer, but I've gone for O'Connell as well. The fact that it's in Australia, Chris O'Connell seems to do quite well when he's out there.
Yeah, this is like a GTL star-studded event. This one, I love it. This is great, mate. We've got to keep our eye on all of these GTL interviewed players. So I've gone O'Connell. Think O'Connell in Australia. Got to go for him. So Bublik, obviously, well, he's looked good recently, hasn't he? So that's why I've gone Bublik.
And you've got what, Bublik to beat O'Connell?
The only thing with this, though, he did go out injured, didn't he, in that final against Alex de Minaur? How recovered is he? I'm 50-50 on whether he's recovered yet. It's going to be, hopefully it doesn't ruin my bracket.
It's tricky, but I've gone for Bublik to beat him as well.
Yeah. Kikmanovic. And I've gone with Sue Kwon against Martin. And then
I think this picks itself this bit. I'm surprised you went for Seppi, though.
You always go for Caruso, so there's no surprise there from you. Seppi, better hard court player for me than Caruso.
I don't know, I disagree. I'm actually quite confident. I'm pretty confident Caruso's going to beat Seppi. So let's see how it pans out. You've got Seppi. Seppi's getting old now. He really must be getting on.
He can still mix it. On his day, he can still mix it. I think that, I don't know. I've seen good signs from him in matches. There's also been some shockers, but an all-Italian affair there. I don't know, you always go for Caruso. You love him. So
it's because he's going to win, I tell you.
This one, I've gone a bit... the only reason I've gone for this pick on this next one is because I believe Tennis Sangren's locked up in a hotel, or has been, and I've been watching his Instagram stories, and he doesn't seem to be that active, really, in the hotel, and I think that maybe the Australian might just have a little edge on him. I think
he'll probably go 3 sets as well. I agree. I'm going to go for Sangren. I don't know too much about John Patrick Smith, to be honest.
That's why I've gone Seppi again, mate, on this one. That could be
I've got Sangren advancing, but let me have a look. I might change that.
Well,
let's see.
Let's see if we can. Convinced. Hopefully we can get these logged in. I've got next up, we got Aljaz Bedeni, the British on this. He's British. Apparently, against
he's not British now. He's Slovenian, isn't he?
Yeah. I like Uchiyama, but I think Bedeni's got too much for him, too much quality there.
We've got Sintilan there, Vashka. I've got a Vashka, and then I've got a Vashka to beat Bedeni. Moving down, Lu versus Vukic. I'm going to go for Vukic.
Yes.
We've got the same. And then down here, obviously, Yannick Sinner's got the bind. I'm going to have Sinner to beat Vukic.
Yes.
Moving down, 6th seed, Riley Opelka. I've got Opelka, Stokowski.
Yeah.
So I've got Stokowski. Have you got the same?
I have, sir.
And then Opelka to beat Stokowski.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
I'm assuming you'd have the same in these little bits. That's why I'm going to go through it. Then you've got the VDZ.
Yeah.
The Van der Zandslot.
Yeah.
You got the Laszlo Zer.
I haven't. I've gone with Kamil Mazrak. Mazrazak. I'm not sure. I never get his name right. There's too many consonants all in a row.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah. So
what's your reasoning for that?
I don't know. I like Zer on the Claymore. That's all. That's all I'm going to say on that one. There's not much, but for me, it was a bit of a pick 'em one. That one. Wasn't really sure.
And then who you got then? You got Camille or Van der Zandslup in the next round?
Van der Zandt, mate, we've been pushing this guy, and you know what I'm like. I can't help myself. So I'm pushing him through. I'm not sure he will get any further than that, though. I'll probably go for Opelka to take him out in that next round. If we go down, this one's a real good tie.
I would say these bottom four are some of the best players in terms of I think it can be very dangerous. So I've actually gone Feliciano Lopez to beat Kevin Anderson.
Interesting. What about the next one?
The next one. So I'll tell you my four. So I've got Feliciano Lopez, Stebby, Gombos, and obviously Hachanov.
Yep.
And then I've got Gombos to beat Hachanov. And I've got Feliciano Lopez to beat Stebby.
Oh, that's disrespectful to Karen Hachanov, mate. Come on. This guy is he was top 10, wasn't he, at one point? So, I mean, I'm going Anderson. I'm going big serving. I'm blasting him off on the hard court. I'm going Stebby.
I think you say that, but Feliciano Lopez is a big server as well.
Yeah.
He's a lefty as well. It can be a bit tricky. On hard courts, Feliciano Lopez pretty deadly. Yeah,
but I saw Kevin Anderson beat Medvedev not at the back end of last year, so that was a good enough for me.
The last few he played, he was suffering with a lot of injuries, and his career the last few years have been ravaged by injuries.
Yeah, but mate, if Kevin's in there, you've got to have him going through. Surely he's just one of those top players. He can mix it at the Grand Slams with the best of them, but be used to. Well, I've got Stebby going through against Delian or Stebe.
Yeah.
And then I've got Gombos as well. But I've got Hachanov. Hachanov versus Anderson. Wow, that's going to be real tough. I'm going to go Hachanov.
Yeah, so for me there, I'm going to have Gombos. I'm going to have Gombos beating Feliciano Lopez. I feel like I always go a bit too crazy on the Gom, but I'm a big fan of him. And yeah, I always get behind him. I think he's such a talent, and he can beat a lot of players on his day.
Yeah, exactly.
Go back up to the top, to the top ones.
Oh no!
So you just do these levels. You've been reluctant to do this one, haven't you?
It's just horrible. I'm really.
It's a hard one because it's your mind versus your head, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, literally, if you just ask
your head versus your heart.
If you just ask me, who's going to win, Goffin or Alcaraz? You go Goffin, obviously, straight away. But I want Alcaraz. Come on, Alcaraz, get through this draw. I want to see this. I want the hype train to be in full motion when we get to the Australian Open. I want to see him win.
I've gone for the same, but it probably is a bit crazy. I think Goffin's going to beat him, but I'm just jumping on the train a little bit as well.
I don't think.
And then there you got Pospisil. I've got the same combination. I think that's going to be a bridge too far, and I actually have Pospisil going quite a way in this. So
I have Jordan Thompson going through here against Hanfman, and then that's a real tough one actually. Jordan Thompson or Pospisil.
Yeah, so if you just go, you got Jordan Thompson, and I've got the same, and I've got Pospisil to win that.
I'm going Hurkacz against Kopyans.
Yep, I've got the same.
Sam Querrey against Bublik. Oh, it's a tough one. That it just depends which one. It just depends which Bublik's turned up. I'll go Bublik. If it's the real one, the real deal's back again, I'll go Bublik.
I'm going Travaglia there.
I'm going to go Hurkacz. I think he's going to be in still good form.
Yep.
So
your semi-finalists at the top are Pospisil and Hurkacz. Is that correct?
Yes, Pospisil, Hurkacz, and then
I can confirm mine are exactly the same at the top. I've got the same semi-finalists.
I'm going to go Kikmanovic to beat Seppi, and I'm going to go. Oh, you got to go Yannick Sinner, haven't you? Really, it's rude not to there. Then I've got Opelka, Hachanov down here. I'm going to go Opelka as much as you'll probably disgust.
So your two semi-finals, what, are Sinner and Opelka at the bottom?
Yeah, I'm going to go.
This is ridiculous. So basically, we've got exactly the same semi-finalists. We've got a different route to get there. However, I do feel like we're going to have a different winner. We've got some people in the chat saying, well, Michael saying Anderson all the way.
Wow.
Thomas Raoul is here. Tommy Cole saying Alcaraz all day.
Wow. So what to win the whole thing? Imagine that. God, if he won an ATP event before the Australian Open, then
that would be pretty crazy.
It would blow up.
And then Thomas Rock saying, I've got the Goff. Assuming not Corey Goff. David Goffin.
Corey Goff. Yeah, this one's going to be tough to pick. I'll go to the top one first. Herkaj Pospisil. I'm actually going to go Herkaj to go through, maintain the form, get through to the final, and try and look for another tournament win.
Obviously he beat Korda, and he's in Korda right now. He's in crazy form. Just beat 1 back-to-back challenger titles.
Yeah, he's looking really good. Sinner, I'm going to have to beat Opelka. I think he's going to be too strong for him.
Yeah, and I'm the same. I've got Sinner to beat Opelka as well. So I've got a Sinner versus Pospisil final.
Ooh.
And I can confirm that is also a repeat, isn't it, of the Sofia final last year, the ATP 250. That was also Pospisil versus Sinner.
Yeah.
And Sinner got his first title there. However, I think we're going to see revenge. And now we're going to see Pospisil win his first title.
Wow.
And I'm going for a Pospisil win.
And you're going to hate me here, all the Sinner fans. I'm actually going to go Herkaj to win another tournament this year. I think Herkaj.
I would love to see Sinner win it, but I don't think he's going to win 2 finals straight, like from getting there first time. Personally,
that's it. Well, it's always it's a hard learning curve, isn't it? Just getting into these tournaments, trying to win these tournaments. He's going to have to play some of his best tennis, but I'm going to have Herkaj. I think he's just had the recent final experience against Korda, and I think that's going to do him the world of good. I think he's going to be able to get it done. I think his route towards the final looks pretty good. I think he's going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Let's see if I can.
It's a good one. So I guess now it's time. Yeah, make sure you've saved that, everyone.
How many aces? I'll go with.
Well, you got in the final. Possibly still likes a good ace. Oh, you got Herkaj.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 12. Amount of minutes. I go 120.
But yeah, so we've done that. So our main picks are: I've got Vasek Pospisil. You've got
Hubert Herkaj.
And your dark horse is?
Well, I just went outside the thing. It's still saying.
Okay, I'll do mine then. So my dark horse for this tournament is going to be.
Go on.
It's a toss-up really between Alcaraz and Gombos, but I'm going to go for
Alcaraz.
I'm going to go Gombos as my dark horse to win the tournament. Norbert Gombos.
Wow. I mean, I'm just going to have a quick look through. It's going to be tough. I mean, he's got to be sort of up there a little bit, you'd say, Alcaraz, because of his form. But I'm going to go Kevin Anderson.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good one. So that's it. Ben's dark horse, Kevin Anderson. And in the chat, we've got Rag saying Herkas all the way. Irene, please, anyone or everything but Opelka.
Jarek
and Thomas Rock saying, I picked Sinner for the whole thing.
Yeah, well, wise choice. We got, sorry, I'm just saying Jarek saying that Herkaj and Sinner would be interesting because they're doubles partners at this tournament. So it would be very interesting.
Who do you fancy there? Herkaj or Sinner?
Well, I've gone for Herkaj.
Oh, that is your final, isn't it? Sorry, I was thinking mine. I was thinking that the chance of them playing.
I reckon if they got to a Grand Slam and met in a Grand Slam, I'd probably pick Sinner. But the fact is just an ATP event. I think Herkaj, he might come out on top. We saw some frailty. Go on.
Thomas Rock there saying, Public is my dark horse. In every tournament he enters, he was born to be a dark horse. There is some players who just always will be. I feel like that's with Gombos for me. He's always going to, if he's in the tournament, he's always going to be my dark horse.
I don't know why, though. He's
I just believe in him too much, I think.
We should be ashamed, mate. We didn't pick any GTLers.
Can't hear anything.
Can you not? Now?
No sound. Can anyone hear Ben? I hear nothing at all.
Is it gone? Oh, just check it. Double check. Should be able to hear me.
I don't know if it's my headphones or not. Who can you hear in the chat? Can someone let us know? Can you hear me? Can you hear Ben?
Well, it's still showing as it's coming through.
Can you hear me all right, mate?
I can hear you fine. Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, gosh.
Is there nothing coming through your headphones?
I can't hear you at all, mate.
You definitely got them fully charged? Anyway, shall I quickly go through? Let us know in the chat if you can still hear me as well, because if JG can't, or if it's my problem or his problem. Oh, look, thank you, Marie. You can hear me. So it's JG's fault, but not a problem at all. And George saying can hear both. That's all right.
I don't know. I can hear you as well now, mate. I don't know what was going on.
The chat's confirming they can hear me. I don't know what happened to your sound there, but no problems. We will move swiftly on. We've got another one. Don't worry about the bracket. I've seen it saying incomplete on my one as well. But when you go back in, it does still show that you've completed all of the selections. So it should still be okay.
Yeah.
So Melbourne.
Hopefully, I'm not so sure because when it says incomplete, usually it doesn't save. But if we're all in the same boat, it doesn't really matter.
I think it still saves what you've done.
Okay. Got you.
So that's the thing. It will save what you've done, but nothing else. And Thomas Rock there saying, do you like Phil Collins?
Do you want to answer that?
You a big fan? Yeah, man. I love Phil Collins. So many great hits over the years. In the Air Tonight. Another Day in Paradise. Some great classics there.
Yeah, I can't say I'm the biggest fan, to be honest. Not really that educated with all of that, I must admit.
Show my age, mate. This is the problem. You ask that and you can tell how old someone is.
But yeah, shall we get on to the next one?
Yeah,
so that's that one. Let's go on to Melbourne 2, which is the Murray State, is it? Murray River.
Murray River. Yeah, Murray River. Right, okay. Let's add it on. Right, here we go. And we got some big names in this one as well. As you can see, Stan the Man, the Stanimal, the Wrinkle. He's getting a bit older. He's got a few of them. But as you can see at the top of this draw, we've got Stan gets a bye all the way through to the second round of this one. Interesting. I've got the Kukush, mate. The Kukush is back. I'm going for Kukushkin to take out Londero. I think Londero's decent though. It's close call that one, but I like Kukushkin. But then Wawrinka to knock out Kukushkin. How about you?
Yeah, I've got Kukushkin as well, and then Wawrinka. Moving down, this is where I've got something a bit different. I've got Oh, this is a mouthful. Kokkinakis. I've got him to beat Alex Bolt.
Okay.
I've then got Gasquet to beat McDonald, and then I've got Gasquet to beat the K guy.
Ah, right. The K guy.
Mr. K.
Yeah, Mr. K. Special K to his friends. Here we go. So I've got Gasquet going through. I'll come back to that. This one's really... I
like your Sardi pick. That's a good one. I was really close. It was a toss-up for me. I know Sardi played really well in the first tournament of the year. And he was quite impressive. And I was actually picking him quite a few times then, didn't I?
Yes.
However, on this one, I'm finding it really tricky because I've been saying it all of the back end of last year that Marin Cilic this year, I think we're going to see a good form of some better form from him, and I was expecting him to actually win a few things this year. So I'm going to have to just back that based off that, and I'm going to go Marin Cilic. But really, Sardi's been playing better, hasn't he?
It's a real tough one to call. Obviously, I'm doing like you said. We've seen him playing. He's playing really well. I'm going to get some hate from the Croatian fans in the chat for sure. Unfortunately, based upon Cilic, we last saw him in Sofia. Remember, he lost to Jonas Foratek in Sofia. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Bit of an abnormality, that one. But Sardi, I believe he's been playing in Antana in... Where did he get to? He lost to Bublik. That was it. Yeah, lost to Bublik, beat Struff, beat Fanini, beat Auerbot. So, yeah, that was a matter of weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago. So, I'm going him to still be in good form, despite...
Yeah, I was close. Like I said, I was thinking about it, but I just opted for Marin Cilic.
Well, it's a sort of wise choice, really. He is the better player, really, on his day. But... you look at their head-to-head, and Cilic has got a 4-2 lead on him, and on hard court 2-1. So,
okay. And Davor Jovic in the chat saying Choric or Cilic to win it all.
Yeah, well, possible. So let's carry on down. This one, another interesting one. Elias Yma against Jill Simon. Where did you go with this one?
I've just gone for the I don't know, like the Simon day off. to be honest. I'm going for Elias Weimer. Like, I'm just going for a Jules Simon. He's not going to bother about it, and just how good he can be. He can beat anyone when he's playing well. And the Jules Simon effect is definitely something in tennis. However, I reckon first tournament he's playing of the year, he's going to be like, I'm not that bothered, and he's going to end up losing it probably.
I've got a bad feeling that the Jules Simon effect happens when I pick against him, and when I pick for him, the other opposite happens. But we will see.
Seeing that you picked Jules Simon, I'm more confident he's going to lose as well.
Exactly. The GTL effect, the GTL curse I'll put on Simon, not Simone. Right, Albot. I've got him going out to Chardy in the next round. Albot versus Coria. I've got Albot going through.
I've got Coria.
Ooh. Why?
I'm not going into it. I'm not the biggest Albot fan. I think I like Coria as well. And I think he could win.
You're not the biggest Albot fan? Shocked. Yeah, so I've got Fritz beating Albot anyway. And then this one should be quite an interesting one. Fritz Chardy. I'm actually going to go for Taylor Fritz to go through in this one.
Yeah, mine's Fritz Silic, and I'm going to go for Silic.
Fair enough. This is where it gets interesting down here. We got Victor Troitsky versus Emil Rusevori. And this is no walk in the park. I know he's a big favourite, but don't be surprised if Troitsky throws up an upset here. We're big fans of Rusevori. I can't go pick against him. So it's Rusevori for me.
Yeah, I'm going for Rusevori as well.
Bridge too far, I think. Borna Choric is next level. So
he's next level, but I think Rusevori is going to beat him as well.
You ride him even harder than what I do. I can only do it to a point. You get taken.
But the Roos, mate. The Roos. He loves it. Early season as well. Last year he did well at the beginning of the season.
The Roos is on fire. So that one I've got Choric going through. This one's an interesting one. Bernard Tomic versus Mark Pullmans. We know how good Pullmans is on the hard courts. This one for me was a 50-50. Didn't know which one to pick, and I only picked it based upon his qualifying. That was it. And
I picked Pullman's based off the fact that Tomic has been in his room trapped with his girlfriend in Australia, and she sounds like she could be a bit of a headache. So I think he's going to be his head's going to be spinning when he steps on court, and I'm not so for the best. To be honest,
be relieved to just be there.
He might be relieved to get out of the room with his girlfriend. However, I think he's going to be so mentally worn out by her. He's going to get there. He's going to be exhausted. Maybe, or he's just going to be in high spirits. He's not down in the dumps. He's had her to keep him company the whole time, and he's just been raring to go. Yeah. So I don't know. I've gone for Tomic anyway. I could see it easily being Pullman's though, but I've got him going no further because I've got the king, Nick Kyrgios, finally He's back
on the scene.
I'd love to see how many people have picked Muller to beat Kyrgios in the first round, because it is very possible. You've got to be honest. And I know everyone's going to be riding on the fact that they love Kyrgios and stuff, but it's very possible he could go out to Muller in the first round.
Oh, come on. Do me a favour, mate. He's going to go out to Muller.
It's very possible. However, I don't want it to happen. I've got Kyrgios purely for the fact that I want it. I want him to go through because I think it's more respectable when Kyrgios is in it. However, I've seen Kyrgios. I've seen his comments. I've seen everything about him in the last few years. There's a good chance he loses this match, if I'm being honest. I would ignore the odds on it and I'll ignore the ability. However, I just want him to win, and I think it'll be more fun. So that's why I'm going to pick him.
I want to speak about, obviously, the fact that his last match was against Ugo Humbert in Acapulco in February last year. Do you think it's going to affect him not playing? I saw not playing competitively for that long. I saw him actually playing or practicing in.
See what he said? He come out and he said, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's power hitting and the practice.
Yeah.
There, but he come out and he said, I've not missed tennis one little bit. I've not missed one little bit about tennis over these last few months and, well, even years, you could say, for him.
He never does. And
he said, I've got my competitive, sort of injection, like my adrenaline from playing online games. So he said, it was like, that's replaced tennis for him. So he's not missed it at all. So he's not going to be raring to go. I think he's going to go through the motions. Obviously, his ability is probably the best on this out of every player here, more or less, when he's on. I don't know. It's a 50-50 with Kyrgios every tie for me. So you can't call it. Let's just see what's going to happen. I would like to see him go all the way because I think it's more fun and it would be good to do some watch-alongs with him.
Come on. Yeah, you know that we want it. For me, it's Kyrgios. It's Australia. If you saw him in the ATP Cup last year, you know how much the Australian passion runs through his veins and how hyped he gets playing in his own country. So for me, I've got Kyrgios going through against Tomic, and I've got Kyrgios going through against Coric. I've got him. That serve's never going to leave him. That serve is money. So he's always got that in the back burner should he need to pull something out the hat if it's not going his way. And I think he's just got all the ability. So I'm going to go with him. He hasn't played for a long time. He's going to surprise everyone. He's going to come back with a bang.
Yep.
So
let's moving down. This is another guy, really. It's a bit like a Gombos, Manarino. He's another one of them. I just will always, if I see his name there, I'll just always pick him. I'm just a big fan of him. I think he's just Mr. Consistent
solid
at times. He gets to a semi-final, quarter-final, and then he sort of fumbles. Like, he's just known for it. So I'll just back him until later on, and then he probably goes out for me. That backhand's brilliant as well. But I think he'll beat Mikael Weimer. I'll then have Giron as well. I think he's better than Mo. And then I'll have Manarino to beat Giron. So the same as you there for that little bit.
Yeah. I think it's wise. I think it's safe but wise. Yeah. This next one, we've got obviously countryman Dan Evans. Come on, Dan, for the GB. The GB. Right, so this is it. So we got the GB. Well, I think he's going to go through. We got a clay quarter there in Pedro Sousa. I think he's going to beat him.
What about Lee 2, though? Because I was looking at Lee 2 stats, and he's won a lot of matches recently. He beat Pullman's. He's won quite a few in a row in Australia. However, he's not really played some of the big names. So I can see why you would say Sousa's going to win.
It's all on clay, though, mate. It's all on clay. No, sorry. Apologies. That's Sousa. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Sousa. I'm talking about 2. He's played all these on high. He's been winning quite a few as well.
And the UTI.
I was tempted, but it's just low-ranked exhibition, really, isn't it? Some of them.
Yeah, I'm not that impressed by the standard of opposition, if I'm honest. Pullman's, I am, and Klein. So he beat both of them, but he is on what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about a 12-match winning streak at the moment. So could just be have that form and confidence, and he's only dropped, I believe, 1 set in all of those matches. No, 2 sets, and 1 was to the Mark Pullmans. So, and the favourite for that one is Lee 2, or is it Lee 2? Yeah, Lee 2. It's pretty crazy, but obviously Sousa is a clay quarter, so
yeah, I'm going to go for Lee 2 just based off that, but it's close. I wasn't sure myself.
I'm going to change mine. I'm going to go Lee 2.
For 2 as well.
Yeah, just based upon that, him beating Pullman's. I wasn't aware of that. So, yeah, Lee 2, but no.
Shouldn't have told you.
Dan Evans. Yeah, he shouldn't have. Yeah, Dan Evans. Dan Evans got to go with the GB. Come on, Dan. Yeah. Come on.
And I've got Dan Evans clearing up that little sweep, to be honest. I've even got him to beat Manarino, the same as you.
Clearing up this whole section.
Yeah. Well, not that bit. Just slow down a bit. Then Casper Ruud, here he is, one of my favourite players. You know this. He's one I love. Brilliant on clay courts predominantly, but he can do it on a bit of everything. That spin he's got is just unbelievable. Yep. I've got Jiri Vesely to beat Federico Ferreira Silva. Berankis to win. And then I've got Ruud to clear that a little bit. And then Berankis as well.
What's your reasoning behind your pick there from Vesely and Silva?
Well, you got the same, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I just want to know what was your reasoning behind it. That was all.
My reasoning behind it was it's very close, to be honest, but I just prefer Vesely. I think he's a better player. There's not really much analysis I can say with it. I just think Vesely's a lot better than him.
Same, just solid. Just has more, more matches of a high quality under his belt. Okay, cool. Berankis, I'm assuming you said you got the same.
I think this is tricky, Kubla Sonego, because I wouldn't be surprised if Kubla won. I think Kubla's quite good when he's playing, but I'm going to go with Sonego.
What, just on the
Based
Sonego?
What we saw of the whole Djokovic stuff last year, you got. If Sonego can play anything close to that, he's winning this.
Yeah,
he could win a few of these rounds, but for me, I've got him winning that one, and I think he's going to beat Berankis as well. Actually, yeah, I think he'll win that and beat Berankis.
Yeah, I mean, say it. With Sonego, He is 34th in the world with Kubler 263rd in the world. So it's a big ask for Kubler to really up his game. I can't see it happening. I've got Sonego beating him, but I really like Berankis, and he can cause an upset here and there, and he's solid on the hard court. So I've got Berankis going through against Sonego.
Okay. Yeah.
Or another fan favorite, Martin Fuxcovich. God,
he's a bit like a Manarino, isn't he? Where you can't really go against him. He's another one of them, like in that same ilk. So I've got him going through that little section.
What about this one?
Also got. Let's have a look. I don't even know what I've got for that one.
Gerasimov versus Lloyd Harris. This is a real.
I went for Lloyd Harris. Yeah.
What? Yeah. Why did you think the same as me? I mean, I went for him as well. Sure.
It's a bit of a guess. It's very close. I would usually pick Gerasimov. I'd probably expect him to be the favourite, but I know Harris, when he's playing well, he's really good. And I don't know, I just fancy him to beat Gerasimov on Fuxcovich. I think that match is going to go maybe 3 sets, going to tire him out a little, and Fuxcovich is going to take him in the next.
Be interested to know, they obviously played each other in Nur Sultan, which was back in, when was it? Back in October. And it was a very close match. Went all the way to a final set tiebreak, which Gerasimov took 7-3. So Harris looking for that revenge. We both think he's going to get it. So here we go. We're moving down. Sagitta versus Quentin Hales. What are you gone with?
Yeah, I've got Quentin Hales there. And then I've got Felix to beat him.
Yep, same here. Next one's a tough one to call there. Foxcovich versus Felix.
Yeah, that's really tough.
For me,
I haven't even done that yet.
I haven't done that one. I'm going to come back to that. Okay, we got Humbert, and then the main man, Thomas Mahach. Come on,
yeah, we had him on the podcast. Check out the interview if you've not seen the. We've got an interview with Thomas Mahach in his hotel room in Australia. Him regardless. James Duckworth is quite good as well, but I'm just hoping Mahach can do it. Obviously, he's played 3 matches in Doha, won all 3. He's qualified for the Australian Open. But then him against Humbert, I think that could be a bridge too far, and I fancy Humbert to win that one.
Yeah, I think it probably is a bridge too far. Humbert looks sensational at the back end of last year. So I've actually got Humbert to go through against TFO as well. I've got TFO to beat Mutet. And then this one, interesting. I've gone for the Ramos... dodgy Ramos on a hard court again. So,
mate, it's happened a lot of times. I'm actually going for Vinolas. Oh, I feel sorry for the guy. But you always keep picking him to lose.
Well, I don't see either of them going any further than TFO, so that's why I'm just doing that. So it doesn't matter too much if that one doesn't come off. There's not many points lost if it doesn't happen. I don't see either of them getting past the next stage. And then we got Cam Norrie and Tommy Paul, another really interesting matchup. What do you make of that one?
I've actually got Norrie. I've gone for Norrie to win.
Same. I've got the same. And I just think he's been solid recently. I think Cam Norrie is very underrated. I think we need to start giving him a little bit more respect. So that's why
I'll tell you now, I've actually got exactly the same on all of these. I've got Borna Gojo to beat Popperin, which is a bit of a surprise, but I've just really liked Gojo. It's a bit unfortunate not to qualify for the Australian Open, losing the last round, I believe, against Henry Laxton. And then I've got Cam Norrie to beat Gojo. I've then got Andrew Harris to beat Tara Daniel. And then Dimitrov. Wait, go down slightly.
Go down slightly.
Yeah, and then Dimitrov to beat Harris. Yeah, I've got exactly the same there.
Yeah, well, Borna Gojo, we know that he's been really impressing us. So obviously didn't quite make it to... Well, did he get a lucky loser in the end for Australian Open? Because he obviously lost to Laxonen in the final set tiebreak.
To be honest. Maybe.
He might have done. But yeah, we've obviously got Tara Daniel, Andrew Harris, gone with the hometown kid. Then
Harris as well. We're back in the Harrises, aren't we? Lloyd Harris, Andrew Harris.
Mate, what's going on?
JD saying Tommy Paul beats Norrie, in his opinion.
Well,
it's quite possible.
Yeah, it's very possible. But I think we need to put a bit more respect on Cam Norrie these days. I think he can do it. So I've got. I'm gonna have to go Dimitrov, mate. Dimitrov's so good.
You just say, let's put a bit of respect on Cam Norrie. Yep, Cam Norrie's going out.
Yeah. I know. But it's just the way it is. Dimitrov, mate, you'd be a fool to pick against him if he's in form. So that's where I've gone with that. And then Umber Dimitrov, that'd be crazy. And I actually think Umber might beat Dimitrov. I can see Umber having a good year.
So,
if you watch,
let's see where you're at. So Umbert's in your.
Sorry, say again, mate.
Is Umbert in your semi-finals?
Umbert is in my. Is that? Yeah, I believe that is. Yeah, that's the semi-final. He's the first semi-finalist for me.
Okay, so my first semi-finalist down there is Dimitrov. So I've got Dimitrov being the first semi-finalist at the bottom.
Got it.
And then moving up, my next semi-finalist, I've got, in the quarters, I've got Casper Ruud versus Martin Fuxovich. I've got Fuxovich to knock out Felix, Casper Ruud to knock out Sonego, and then I've got Ruud to knock out Fuxovich. So I've got Casper Ruud there. So the bottom semi-final for me is Casper Ruud, Dimitrov.
Wow. So I'm going to go Ruud versus Felix. I'm actually going to go Felix to knock out Ruud. Felix, if he's in good form, and then there'll be Felix Umber.
Ooh, so we've got very different on this one. This is good because the last one, the first Melbourne, we had exactly the same semi-finalists. It looks like these are a bit different. So at the top now, I've got Evans to beat Manorino. I've then got Kyrgios to beat Rusevori, but Evans to beat Kyrgios. So Evans is going to be my semi-finalist of the. Who's your one there?
Say again, mate. Sorry, it just cut out a little bit. So you got Evans.
Who's your one there? Sorry,
I've got Kyrgios as my one, mate. So I've got Kyrgios to beat Dan Evans.
Okay.
So
nice one. And then at the top semi-finalists, I've got Gasquet to beat Wawrinka.
Oh,
I've got Silic to beat Taylor Fritz, and then I've got Gasquet to beat Silic. So I've got Gasquet at the top. So Gasquet Evans.
Oh well, I'm gonna go with Wawrinka, mate. If he's on form, it's going to be hard to stop him. I think it's going to be battle of the backhands if he plays Gasquet. I think he'll come out on top. I think he'll have too much for Fritz if he gets past. If he gets on a roll, Wawrinka's hard to stop. Yeah. So, and then if we get Wawrinka, Kyrgios, going Kyrgios, mate.
I literally knew you'd have Kyrgios going like all the way here, and I kind of hope it happens. So, and I can't blame you, to be honest, mate. So then your finalist is who?
Felix versus Kyrgios. That's who I've gone for.
Felix Kyrgios is your finalist. Mine are I've got Evans to beat Gasquet.
Evans to beat Gasquet.
Dimitrov to beat Ruud. So I've got Dimitrov Evans final.
Ooh, Dimitrov Evans final. Is that right? Wow. That would be very, very interesting.
Yeah, in the chat we've got Rag saying Ugo's going to go all the way.
Yeah.
Felix and Ugo both just need to take the mental step. They both have crazy talent.
That's it. I mean, there's so many great players out there, but we just need to see that little bit extra, don't we? We just need to, if they can just bring it to life in 2021. I think there's a lot of the players that can do it. And that's what I'm banking on in my selections. My selections are very positive for the future of tennis. And that's the way I normally lay out my selections. Sometimes a little bit misled by my own enthusiasm. But what can I say? We've got a final. Felix versus Kyrgios. You know who I'm going to pick, don't you?
Man, I knew it was going to be Kyrgios the whole time. I knew you was going to go for Kyrgios to win.
I'm going Kyrgios.
Thomas Rock there in the chat. He's got GTL legend Borna Coric to go all the way and win it. Let us know, who do you have to win the whole thing? Ben's got Kyrgios. I've got Dimitrov.
Is that who you've gone
probably
for?
going to let me down. He always does when I pick him, to be fair. So, yeah, who's your dark horse then?
Well, my dark horse in this competition, let me just have a quick look through to see who we have, who is... Oh, there's some such good players in this one. I reckon
there's a few options, isn't there?
I'm going to go Chardy.
Okay. So you're going to go Chardy as your dark horse.
Yes.
What's the reason for that?
I just think that he's one of those players that if he's really playing to his top game, we've seen him beat the likes of people like Medvedev, and he can really mix it with the top players on his day. It's just about getting a run of form together. How about you?
No, it's a good pick, mate. I'm struggling to find, to be honest. I can't actually think of a dark horse.
Well, it's tough, mate. There's some real good players in this tournament, and some of the unseeded ones are actually really, really good players too. It's hard to pick, and it's a stacked field.
Saying that, I still think a seeded player is going to win this hands down. I can't see any of these unseeded ones winning it. But I'm going to go with Rusevori. I'm going to go with Rusevori as my dark horse.
You love it, mate. You absolutely love it.
It's hard, isn't it, picking a player who's not seeded? But yeah, I'm going to go with that. So Dimitrov is my main pick. Rus is my dark horse. And for you?
Yeah, I've got Kyrgios, and I've got who's it? I just said Chardy. So we've got Jake Thompson. They're saying Kyrgios to win. Yes, come on, King Nick. And then we got Melez saying Felix all the way. So
George agrees as well. Felix win for me. Thomas Rock, he's gone all Croatia, and he's got Troitsky to win the whole thing. Dark horse, Baron Cilic. Well, you had Bublik. Oh, no, that's in the last one, isn't it?
He's gone for Bublik in all of them, even if he's not in the tournament.
And Mary Sky, she's picked Ugo. Not a bad pick as well.
Oh, I think that's wise. I think I would love to see that as well. I'd love to see him make a run in all the tournaments this year. It really exciting young player. I just want to see those young players really come to the forefront this year. I want to see some people challenging. I want to see the Sinners. I want to see the Umbears. I want to see your Rublevs. I want to see all of these all in the finals all the time and just really setting us up, challenging the big dogs as well. I want to start challenging the big three.
This is a good dark horse. JD, Tommy Paul. That's another one. I could have maybe gone for him, actually.
Yeah. Well, we had him to go out in the first round, though. So I don't know if I can.
So, yeah.
I don't know if I can warrant that. But yeah. Well, that's our selections for both of those tournaments. Do we have a refresher of who we picked again? Just so that we had the first. So the tournament we've just picked, I've got Kyrgios to win. And then my dark horse I've got is Chardy. So, and JG, you have
I've got Dimitrov to win, and my dark horse Rusevori.
Okay, perfect. And let me just check from the first one. So the first tournament, I've got Hubert Hurkacz to win, and my dark horse was Kevin Anderson. And you had?
I had Vasek Pospisil as my main pick, and my dark horse was Norbert Gombos.
Interesting. Yeah, well, might be a good time to obviously mention our sponsor. Obviously, we're getting to that time in the video. We can tell you a couple of the picks that we found as well. Don't forget, we're being sponsored by BetUS. If you sign up with $100, you get 125% sign-up bonus. And if you just click on the link in the description, and yeah, good luck on the betting. Here's a couple of things, matches we think might be worth betting on as well. Quep for O'Connell, the underdog in this one, 2.3 or plus 130 if you're in the US. So that one's a potential upset there in the first round.
Yeah. Double your money and a little bit more.
And this one, I've gone with Tomic to beat Pullman's, and that happens 2.4 or plus 140. And yeah, you could make some good money on there. So yeah, good luck, guys.
Yeah, let us know how you get on with that. Hopefully, as many of you can sign up as possible. It really helps the channel to grow. And also, there's a lot of ATP Cup odds as well, so you can pick the team. I think the favourites are Russia. You've got second and joint seconds being Serbia and Spain. So there's some good odds on there. Obviously, all the Australian Open odds are there as well. Djokovic being the favourite. You've got the Dow team just waiting in the wings. Medvedev as well. So, yeah, good luck with all of that. If anyone wants to take part, obviously no obligation, just if you feel like it.
Yeah, don't forget, also, get your brackets completed. You've got probably an hour and 15 minutes to get it completed. So make sure you get on there if you haven't already. Complete the ATP brackets. Make sure you hit the update button at the bottom so that it completes. And then you're in the bracket and you can compete against me and JG, and a chance at the end of the year to be crowned GTL winner with the most competition wins. And then we'll be giving out some prizes for you.
Yeah, so we'll have a little look at the update, how it's going so far. As you can see, we've only had one tournament. Ben's leading out of me and him. He won the women's one. He's currently we'll have a look at that maybe. I don't know if we're going to get that up the bracket right now.
Which one?
But we'll do it after we've done that. Get up the bracket for the women's.
Oh yeah.
So on the men's side, we've got Big Al winning the GTL fan winner there, and on the men's side we have. Yeah, I'm winning both of them. So I've got the ATP on lock. Ben's got the WTA on lock at the moment. And then we've also can announce our GTL top tipper of January. Unless we have anything crazy in the next 2 hours, it's going to be Thomas Rock. So well done, Thomas. You have won January top tipper. Whoever has the most of these will work out like doing some kind of prize or something at the end of the year. But so far, 2021 started and Thomas Rock's taken January.
Yeah, and appreciate everybody that does help us with the channel and contributes towards the channel. I mean, it just helps us out, and we're always putting it all back in to the products to just help it improve, and just so that we can get it more slick and just get these live watch-alongs even better. And just there's just going to be more graphics, more buttons, more bits and pieces just for you guys. So it's exciting things coming up in 2021, and we can't wait for the watch-alongs, can we? Yeah,
exactly that, mate. And we'll wrap it up there. But before we go, we'll get up the WTA bracket. Let's see the leaderboard for that and see who is heading at the top. I obviously know my tennis was gloating to Ben at the beginning, saying he's beating him. Let's have a look and see how everyone's getting on.
Okay, do you want to put it up quickly while I'm zooming in?
So number one is Aiden. Does that say Aiden Moody? So well done to Aiden. He's got 11 points so far. It's pretty good.
JG there.
Not many wrong. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm second at the moment. You got Footfall as well. Trojan, Carl, Jax, Dylan, Mikey Matter, Big Al. Obviously, he won the first one.
Yeah.
Harry Carrillo. That's Thomas Rock.
Oh. It's got to go down a little bit further to find me, I think, unfortunately, mate.
So you've had a bit of a mare. There's obviously talking about tennis.
We're level. We're level.
Just about. Oh, he must be beating you on. I'm not sure how he's. Oh, you're level. Yeah, you're level completely.
So, right, let's have a look. And I'm Chris Hansen. Take a seat down there at the bottom. So
Mary's not doing too good either there.
Where's the other one as well? Need to try and see. Do I keep going down for the other bracket?
What other bracket?
Isn't there 2 women's ones running at the moment?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, I'm not sure you can find the other one.
That's what I mean. We've got WTA Melbourne 1. There it is. There's Melbourne 2.
So Melbourne 2, we've got, let's have a look at that.
Wilson Fisk, sorry, is leading the way. Mikey Matter's always up the top.
Yeah, so it's Big Al as well. Big Al's pretty good. Footfault as well. Team Groves. Yeah. Mary's doing a little bit better on this one. I'm there in 13.
Mate, where am I again? What's happening?
Me and Thomas Rock there in 13th.
I'm having a mare, aren't I? What's going? I'm down in 26th.
Almino, just about beating Almino.
Because I went.
Selections are a bit suspect at the moment.
Oh, mate, what's happened to me? I was doing so well on the WTA side. Maybe I've swapped over. Maybe the ATP is going to be my one this time. Oh, mate.
Take you on the WTA.
I mean, all that matters is the end of the tournament. So these first ones don't.
The first rounds don't mean much. Obviously, you get so many more points for semi-finals, quarterfinals, and finals, and winner, obviously. So still a lot to play for.
Yeah, mate.
We're going to leave you now because we've actually got a podcast with Aslan Karatsev soon, so we need to prepare for that. If you've got any questions you want to ask us, leave it in the chat now. For us to ask Aslan Karatsev. Leave it in the comments or on our socials, and we'll ask them. We'll ask him. Your questions, and hopefully we'll release that podcast later on in the week.
Indeed, mate. Yeah, appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later, JG.
See you, bye.